Step back in time when the glow of cathode ray tubes painted stories in shades of black and white. Close your eyes and imagine a world where television sets stood like cherished guests in living rooms, weaving tales that ignited the imagination. Amidst that vintage tapestry, the year 1952 saw the birth of something extraordinary at Death Valley days. Do you remember the first time your eyes met the flickering screen, and the opening strains of the theme tune sent shivers of anticipation down your spine? Perhaps it was a lazy Sunday afternoon, sunlight filtering through the curtains, as you sat cross-legged, mesmerized by the tales unfurling before you. Was it the dusty trails of the Old West, the echoes of boots against barren land, or the untamed spirit of pioneers that etched itself into your memory? Maybe you recall that unforgettable episode that held you captive, a story that seemed to transport you into an era where life was as rugged as the terrain. Was it a daring escape, a sudden twist of fate, or a heartwarming display of resilience that forever linked you to those characters? As we journey back to those sepia-toned days, let's dust off the sands of time and uncover some hidden nuggets about the show. Did you know that Death Valley Days was not only a television series, but also a radio show, weaving its narratives through the airwaves before finding its visual form? And oh, the illustrious Ronald Reagan, before his presidential days, stood tall as the host, guiding us through these tales like a sagacious trailblazer. So, my fellow traveler through the annals of TV history, join me in delving deeper into the vaults of nostalgia as we unearth more captivating facts about Death Valley Days. Let's peel back the layers of forgotten anecdotes and explore the show that left an indelible mark on screens and hearts alike. And remember, every whisper of the wind, every rustle of tumbleweed, still carries with it the essence of those tales. Step into that vintage reverie once again, for the cathode ray symphony is about to commence. Buckle up, for we're about to traverse through the sands of time, uncovering treasures from the past that remain as vivid as the day they first graced our screens. Welcome to the wild terrain of Death Valley Days at where legends were born, and stories were etched into the fabric of television history. Death Valley Days, a television series that aired from 1952 to 1975, showcased fascinating stories of the American West's history. Created by Ruth Woodman, the show drew inspiration from radio broadcasts of the same name and aimed to portray tales of adventure, hardship, and perseverance in the frontier. Each episode was a self-contained narrative, usually centered around real-life events or characters, providing a window into the struggles and triumphs of the past. Among the show's iconic characters were hosts like Ronald Reagan and Robert Taylor, who added a touch of star power to the historical reenactments. The series' unique style was its ability to combine entertainment with education, offering viewers both dramatic storytelling and a glimpse into the cultural and historical context of the time. This blend contributed to the show's enduring popularity and its impact on popular culture. As the series gained traction, it not only captivated audiences with its tales of pioneers, miners, and outlaws, but also indirectly contributed to shaping the perception of the Old West in modern times. Death Valley Days became a reference point for historical storytelling on television, inspiring future Western-themed shows and fostering an ongoing fascination with the American frontier. Now, let's explore some intriguing tidbits about the show. The program featured various well-known guest stars, including James Arness, Dale Robertson, and Angie Dickinson, who added depth to the episodes with their performances. The famous 20 Mule teams of the Borax Company, a prominent aspect of Death Valley's history, made appearances on the show, bringing an authentic touch to the narratives. The longevity of the series, running for over 2 decades, speaks to its enduring appeal and its ability to resonate with audiences across generations. U.S. Borax, a patron of the West on screen in 1970, the U.S. Borax and Chemical Corporation was honored with a special Trustees Award during the Western Heritage Awards ceremony. The accolade celebrated their pivotal sponsorship of the enduring television series Death Valley Days, which rode into living rooms in 1952. The show, set against the rugged backdrop of the American frontier, captured the hearts of viewers as it chronicled tales of courage and perseverance. U.S. Borax's unwavering support not only ensured the show's success, but also contributed to the preservation of Western heritage. Death Valley Days seamlessly blended entertainment and education, offering audiences a glimpse into the challenges and triumphs of the past. The show's partnership with U.S. Borax was emblematic of the corporation's commitment to honoring the history and spirit of the West. As the series unfolded, it highlighted the tales of pioneers, prospectors, and adventurers who shaped the landscape of the American frontier. The Western Heritage Awards recognized the profound impact of Death Valley Days on popular culture, and U.S. Borax sponsorship stood out as a beacon of corporate dedication to historical storytelling. The Special Trustees Award underscored how art and industry could converge to celebrate the essence of the American West. The legacy of Death Valley Days endures, reminding us of a bygone era and the individuals who blazed trails through the wilderness. The U.S. Borax and Chemical Corporation's commitment to this show not only elevated the series itself, but also demonstrated the power of partnership in commemorating our rich heritage. As the sun sets on the horizon of Western history, the legacy of Death Valley Days lives on, a testament to the synergy between art and corporate stewardship. The Special Trustees Award bestowed upon U.S. Borax in 1970 continues to shine as a symbol of their role in keeping the spirit of the West alive on screen. In 1964, past episodes of the iconic 1952 TV series Death Valley Days underwent a transformation, re-emerging under the new syndicated title The Pioneers. Hosted by the illustrious Will Rogers, Jr., this rebranded incarnation breathed fresh life into the tales of grit and adventure from the American frontier. The show's transition not only preserved its legacy, but also introduced it to a new generation eager to immerse themselves in the narratives of yesteryears. The journey of Death Valley Days was a colorful one in more ways than one. The initial 11 seasons unfolded in classic black and white, capturing the stark landscapes and rugged characters of the time. However, the final 7 seasons took a cinematic turn, embracing the vibrancy of Technicolor that added a newfound depth to the stories. Filming shifted from the sun-soaked locales of Southern California to the majestic terrains of Utah, offering a visually captivating backdrop that enhanced the narratives. Beyond its entertainment value, Death Valley Days garnered recognition and accolades that spanned wider than the vast frontier it depicted. Governors from 3 states, the esteemed University of Washington, and historical societies such as the Native Daughters of the Golden West all honored the series during its run. This multifaceted recognition affirmed the show's contribution to preserving and disseminating the heritage of the American West. As the series unfolded its vignettes of courage, tenacity, and exploration, it solidified its place in the annals of television history. Death Valley Days in its rebirth as the pioneers remind us that the spirit of the pioneers endures through the lens of storytelling, etching the indelible mark of the past into the tapestry of the present. 1952 TV series Death Valley Days, unveiling Hollywood's synchronicities in the annals of television history. Death Valley Days, the iconic 1952 series, emerges not only as a saga of the American frontier, but as a tapestry interwoven with intriguing connections. Behind the arid landscapes and tales of grit, a harmonious quirk linked the show's music score with another TV gem of its time. In a synchronic twist, the first 4 seasons of Death Valley Days boasted the very same musical score as the Living Bible, a biblical series of its own. This melodic kinship might have remained a mere footnote if not for Stanley Andrews, whose presence bridged both worlds. Andrews, captivating audiences as the original host of Death Valley Days, stepped into the debut episode of the Living Bible, subtly etching his name across 2 distinct narratives. However, the intertwinement didn't halt there. Flash forward to 1964, the year of transformation for the series. Past episodes underwent a rebirth, re-emerging under the mantle of the pioneers during syndication. Guided by the familiar voice of Will Rogers, Jr., viewers embarked on a nostalgic journey, retracing the steps of those who shaped the American frontier. Yet, the series' web of connections extends even further. Ronald Reagan, an actor before his political odyssey, marked the zenith of his acting career during his tenure as host from 64 to 65. Unbeknownst at the time, the stint would serve as his silver screen swan song before embarking on a transformative journey into the realm of politics. As Death Valley Days cemented its legacy as a bastion of Western storytelling, its behind-the-scenes tapestry offered a mosaic of uncanny connections and farewells. In the heart of Hollywood's golden age, this series dared to remind us that in the vast expanse of the frontier, both on screen and behind it, synchronicity writes its own enigmatic script. And thus, the curtain falls, revealing the mesmerizing secrets behind one of television's most enduring sagas, Death Valley Days. As we bid adieu to the captivating realm of Death Valley Days, we're reminded that every tale told on that flickering screen was more than just entertainment. It was a journey into the heart of human spirit, resilience, and the untamed landscapes that shaped our history. The 1952 TV series not only etched its stories onto the canvas of television history, but also left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. As you've traversed through the anecdotes of grit and determination, perhaps you found yourself entwined with the pioneers and prospectors, feeling the heat of the desert sun and hearing the echoes of their dreams. Each episode was a portal to a bygone era, inviting you to ponder over the sacrifices and triumphs of those who walked before us. Now, it's your turn. What memories of Death Valley Days have been etched into your consciousness? Which characters' journeys resonated with your own? And what lessons have you carried from the dusty trails they blazed? Share those cherished reflections, as they are the threads that weave this show into the rich tapestry of your own life's adventures. From the dusty trails to the flickering campfires, Death Valley Days whispered tales that have journeyed with us through time. So, as we take a moment to reflect on the connections this show has forged within us, remember that its spirit lives on in the stories we tell and the dreams we pursue. Thank you for embarking on this nostalgic exploration with us. Your time and interest have illuminated the enduring magic of Death Valley Days. Until we meet again for another captivating journey, keep those memories alive.